And that is a birdie from out of the blue. Oh, wow, Park Hyun-kyu. It's the third birdie of the day. We've certainly did two of Songga-eun. Defending champion Kim Soo-ji took the second major of the title at Jade Palace last month at the Hanwha Classic. She was absolutely dominant at this venue last year. As we saw earlier, just thinking about closing this up into a 2-3 foot circle around the hole. Jumping movement, this putt should be off the right. And from almost 50 feet, take a 2-putt all day, every day. It's well done. With a slow one coming up the hill at 11. Easy to get caught up. It looks like it's going to be quick in that last 8 feet. It's actually pretty flat. So I did find the bunker at the 18th. Deep one as well. To stop quickly, a little bit too quick to hold that to above opening round at great figures. Yeah, what task is young, just snuggle this one up close. Sitting okay. More than okay. What a shot from Im Jin-hee. Spectacular. Put it down for a 3 at 12. For an opening round of 71. Hyun-ju. Here, which should move the ball from right to left. It's 3 feet. Looks like it wants to stay pretty straight. Just caught out by that. Stays high. Never makes much taste any better, does it? Bogey your final hole of the day. Tanakit to avoid a bogey at 11. Well done. Consolidates a birdie at 10 with that solid 2-putt. Was featured prominently last week in Incheon. Gets herself back to even par with that lovely birdie. Topsy-turvy day, but move her back to even par and back inside the top 30. It's like a bit of a thickish lie for Choi Ho-jin. Good smart shot there from Dassom. Simplest of tap-in birdies for Im Jin Hee at 12 is going to take the now 4-time KLPGA Tour champion a shot closer to Song Ga-eun. Kim Soo-ji loves it when holes are located on the left edges of greens. Really sets up well for that nice high stock draw she likes to hit. She can be aggressive with this one. She'll look to start it at the 0 on the TV tower and just let it turn back towards this hole location. Hangs it out to dry a bit, but no harm done for Soo-ji. She was a winner last time out on the LPGA Tour at the Kroger Queen City Championship over Charlie Hull in a playoff just 2 weeks ago. Minji Lee, even par for her front nine. It's well played by the Australian. Most ranked player in the field this week, coming into this championship at 7th in the world. This is obviously quite a while ago, but just tapping in for a round of 72. Hyun-ju. Disappointing bogey at the end, but other than that, a fairly steady and solid opening round here in Cheongna. Very lengthy putt for birdie here at the par 3, 14th for So Yeon-jung. Judge for pace there. Take a 2-putt from that range all week long. Looks to be Lee So-young here. 5-time winner, or 6-time winner, excuse me, on the KLPGA Tour. Another player going along well. She's on the other side of the golf course, starting her day at 10. Currently 3 under. She'll have that to get to 4. Oh, slam dunking that one. Lee So-young, lovely shot. So left to right, downhill look at 11 for Choi He-jin's birdie. Easy for her to have folded in that playoff last week. Ma Da-som, some scar tissue built up. Remember, she led the Korean Women's Open on Championship Sunday by 2 shots with 2 holes to play. Finished bogey, bogey, ended up in a 3-way playoff, eventually won by Hong Ji-won. Bogey 17 Sunday last week to fall into the playoff. Triumph with a birdie in the first extra hole, and that's just given her a world of confidence Confidence she is continuing to ride here on the opening day of the Hana Financial Group Championship. That's going to be a solid 2-putt par. Difference in distance off the tee between Park Hyun-kyung and Patty Tavatanakit. Hyun-kyung almost 30 meters behind the tie. Makes another iron shot offline. There's Park, and the fringe or the collar is going to be an issue from there. Curious to see if she likes to chip that one or putt it. 10 with Kim Soo-ji. Coincidentally, all 5 of her victories on tour have come in the second half of season, so clearly something about playing in the summer and fall really resonates well with Kim. Brilliant roll. Good effort. Let's see if Patty Tavatanakit can make a bit of fist of things at this 12th than Park Hyun-kyung. No, leaks that one well out to the right. Another poor iron shot from Tavatanakit as Lee so young as this to draw within 1. Songa earns 5 under par target. Just looked a little tentative. A deceleration coming into impact. So Young playing in the company of last year's Women's Amateur Asia Pacific Champion, Ayla Galitsky. Now Minji to get herself into red figures. Not to be the runner-up at Pochin Adonis back in 2021. Have a look at this par 4 11th. It's 347 meters, and suffice to say, the entire right side of this hole is a very bad idea and must be avoided at all costs. There's one bunker on the left-hand side, which does catch out errant tee shots. If you're a really long hitter and you can pop it out there 235, 40 yards off the tee, you can carry it, but why would you try to fly it? That fairway really pinches in a little bit further up. The second shot is played to this very squarish green guarded by 3 bunkers. The pin today cut in the back right section, 20 from the front and 10 from the right edge, right on that upper step. So you have to fly that slope you can see on the right hand side if you want to leave yourself a realistic opportunity for birdie. He is a very claustrophobic looking tee shot here at 11, but really once you safely negotiate it, you're thinking birdie, particularly with short iron in hand, but no, really that key I was mentioning is you have to make sure you're on that top step. You're past that ridge, leaves you a much flatter putt with a little bit less topography to contend with. Sometimes if you really try and overcompensate and try to avoid the trouble on the starboard side of this hole and you just pull it into that left rough, you can draw some pretty poor lies. And that sometimes can bring that front bunker into play. So it's all about getting a good tee shot away here on the 11th. Electing to chip this one, so we'll have to land this just short of that ridge and try and run it up. Really has a lovely pair of hands on her, Hyun Kyung. Delightful touch. She's gonna run away with the par. Lydia Ko in the 11th fairway, second shot now. Just a wedge from 122. Carry this one at least 117 to clear that slope. Something just like that. Wonderful shot from Lids. Tavatanikit. Dead ground to cover before she gets it onto the green here. So taking the aerial route with some spin, and whoa, Paddy Tavatanikit. I'll take a bow. That is special. You just talk about the difference in quality of short game. Tavatanikit displaying it wonderfully there. It wasn't her best second shot, but no pictures on the scorecard. There'll just be a little 3 in the box under the 12th hole. Now, Dasom with the fairway clear, set to go at 11. Just scurries through the fairway. That should be all right. That's not too thick in that section of this hole. Suji, imagine she'd be starting this one up the right edge of the fairway, just working her draw off that. It's always scary when you're aiming, not at the water, but towards the side of the fairway with trouble. Like Dasom, just going to find the left rough. Again, with today's pin position, not as penalising as it can be. Does at least offer you a good angle. Last to go, Minji. Hitter of this group, so just a 3-wood required for position. And the perfect position found there for the Australian. Year 1 beached up ahead at the green. Just outside of the bunker, so a tricky little shot. She's played that about as good as she could have. But there is work to be done for the 21-year-old leader of the points list. There is a closest pursuer on both the money and the points list, Park Ji-young. A couple of big events left to go in the 2023 season. Obviously this week at Hana Financial Group Championship. One more major to contest, the Height Jinro Championship at Blue Heron, coming up at the start of next month. Bit of a slow putt working up the hill for Park. Yeah, not bad. Slight misread, but pretty good for pace. Up to 12 in the second shot of Choi He-jin to this back right pin. Not gonna stay up on that top step, is it? I think it just might. Yeah, one from watching Park Ji-young's putt. This ball should go a little left as it gets to the cup. It's going to have to be hit with conviction. And just working up that slope slightly. So easy to do, just really wasn't positive enough with her speed there. So, touch of an unforced error will drop Lee Won back to 1 under with her first drop shot of the week. Go ahead to Bao Shin Sil at the 14th, par 3. Played. She'll stay at 2 under par. If you're just joining us, it's day 1 of the Hana Financial Group Championship, where Song Ga-eun currently leads 5 under par after signing for a 67. Patty Tavatanakit of Thailand, their closest pursuer, after holding out for a birdie from the greenside trap at 12 to take her to 4 under and within 1. Ko, after that lovely second shot, it's got this to join Tavatanakit, 1 back. Oh dear, and that's a golden opportunity squandered for Lydia. She'll remain at 3. So Young has reached the par 5 4th. Pinned it just nestled in the high right section of this green, so important to have good distance control here. It's got on a bit of a shelf, a little bit left, could roll 15 feet further away from the hole, but that is majestic. And Lee So-young, wonderful shot. Another chance to get to 4. It's Park Ji-young, hopefully cleans this one up for her 4 at 11. much breeze out and around Bears Best at the moment. But when there is off the players' backs coming into this par 4. Minji should have good control on this. Digging in a little bit, just turning over a smidge, but that's fine. It's always a hallmark of a great ball striker. You don't really feel like you've hit one good, but you're still putting from pin high half the time. Now Dasson, ball's nestled down just a touch. This is going to come up with a bit of topspin. Can land this on the front half and let it chase up. Just crept into the greenside bunker for Ma. Slightly cleaner looking lie for Kim Soo-ji in the first cut of rough. It's going to be slightly below her feet though, which does tend to start it out to the right just a touch. But right at it. Wonderful shot there from Soo-ji. Pigeon at 12 for a birdie. Starting to lose a little positivity with the putter. Golf tournaments. Lydia major champion, well-travelled golfer, recently married as well. Tied the knot at the end of 2022. Off the line there. Got married in Seoul at the Myeongdong Cathedral. Lydia Ko finds herself trailing Song Ga-eun by 2 here in the opening round of the Hana Financial Group Championship, staged once again at Bears Best in Cheongna. Dassom. It's going to be slightly below her feet, so tough to get this up in the air quickly, but she's going to need to give this a good thump. Everything will fall to her left once it gets to that top level, and yeah, she's managed pretty well. Pocketed 144 million won for her breakthrough triumph last week in Incheon. Tavatanakit up on the 13th. Uphill, left to right, look for birdie to tie the lead. Not going to get there, is it? It's not going to get there, Patty. Never up, never in. Year one coming into 12. You see that pin tucked over that greenside bunker. That's a good smart shot. Safely to the heart of this target. Give yourself about a 35-footer from the lower level of this green. 12's just a hard hole. It's one of those where you just take 4 fours all week and say thank you very much. Now Minji for a birdie at 11. Seen a couple of players struggle with pace early on in this championship. That one coming up well shy for the Australian. Gap does Lydia Ko have here? Oh, she's far enough back she can pretty much take it straight over the trees. Looked like it started a little right. I'll take that back. It's worked out pretty well for Lydia. Maybe came off the face a little bit hot, and it's a touch unlucky, just rolling up against the back collar of rough. Suji for her birdie at 11. She want to fall a little right as it loses speed. Just didn't see that movement in it, so only a par. Keep her 2 back. So young to join Tavatanakit at 4 under par. She let one slip away at 3. She's not going to do the same at 4. It's a 4th birdie of her day that sees her up into a share of 2nd. Dassom for a sandy save at 11. Nicely done indeed. Hyun Kyo, slightly downhill right to left look to join that group at 4 under par. Always been one of the better putters in her career in the KLPGA Tour, displaying it there. Likely so young. They're going to get up to 4 under par alongside Tavatanakit. Oh, flagstick doing its job there for looks like Park Ju-yong. You take the bad breaks and you take the good breaks. That one's certainly a good break and a good up and down for Kim Ji-soo. So she'll sign for an opening round of 71. Sophomore season on the KLPGA Tour for Ma Da-som. Runner up to Year 1 the Rookie of the Year points race last season. Like Year 1 already notched her first victory as a professional coming last week in Incheon, playing an illustrious company in the opening round of the Hana Financial Group Championship. Not every day you get to tee it up with a top 10 player in the Rolex rankings, and she is more than holding her own right now, as is Kim Soo-ji.
Sure.
Side by side down the fairway go Da-som and Soo-ji. A bit of a wider target, this 12, so imagine it be the driver for Min-ji Lee. Comfortably carry that fairway bunker up the right-hand side.
Sure.
Just through the fairway on the left. Again with that back right pin, it shouldn't be a problem for Min-ji. A two-time major champion on the LPGA Tour. And the brother Min-woo Lee, also a very accomplished player in his own right, as he is Scottish Open champion. Scottish Open champion of 2 years ago, beg your pardon, at the Renaissance Club. Not bad from Leo 1. Pretty good pace. It's getting a little bit tighter at the top of the leaderboard. Still the name of Song Ga-eun up at 5 under, but now 3 players share second place at 4 under. Tavatanakit, so young. On a Financial Group Championship, 5th staging of this prestigious tournament. And the second year it's been at Bear's Best. Poach and Adonis when Song Ga-eun emerged victorious in that epic playoff with Min-ji Lee. Lee So-young to the par 3 fifth. Good hold this. Long bunker down the left-hand side. Pins right on the front section of the green, just 7 from the front edge today. Very much attackable. Just past it, but not bad from Lee. Two options here. Going to stab down on the back of it, or try and belly a wedge. It looks like Lydia's going for the shaft lean and option A. Should come out low and screaming. Tried to baby it down there. Maybe just a little deceleration from Lydia. So under pressure to save par. Bang Shin-sil. A little bit further up the back nine. Going along well today. She's 2 under. And that's going to stay up. Ooh, just about. OGU a little bit closer up to the green than Shin-sil. She is also 2 under. 75 meters to go. Coming in with a full lob wedge, you really have to fly it almost pin high. Get too much spin on this, it could suck back into that little collection area about 20 feet short of the hole. Very nicely judged. To the par 3 14th, and the third player at 4 under, Park Yoon-kyung. close to that front left bunker, so just got to be wary. Oh, didn't clear it by much, but clear it does. Park Hyun-kyung will have that to tie the lead. Back at 12, Ko to save par. Missed a great birdie look back at 11. Bit of a unforced error at 12, and Lydia Ko drops back to 2 under. Tamatanaket playing alongside Park. Also alongside her on the leaderboard at 4 under. Straight up chunk from Patty T. 30 yards short of the green as Year One looks to tidy up for her par at the 12th. With a rescue club into this par 4 is Madasom. Ideally, if you can, start it just right at that TV tower. Try and work a fade back to this hole location. But the danger with that is you just come out up and out of it a bit. Easy to lose it right into those greenside traps. It's on a pretty tasty looking line. Oh, just pitched a little soft, but it's a well struck shot for Madasom. Shinsil for her birdie at the par 5. Has it got enough? No. Suji had that driving iron. I believe that's a 3-iron replacement that she's got. Modern technology really does make the game so much simpler these days. Slightly fatter soles really help you lodge the ball up in the air with the long irons. Rough to get a little bit of grass caught between the club face and ball at impact. So expect a little bit of release on this 5-iron for Minji. Came a little softer than she anticipated, but absolutely no problem with that. He's so young with this left to right look at the 5th to tie Songga. Seen from additions past, this is a putt that is actually quite easy to overread. There's a slope to her left which really makes the players think that it's going to move a lot more than it actually does. To start that straight, but he didn't even have the right pace on it. Still a par, will do her scorecard no damage. Who's left to play on her back nine, the front side of this course. Goji-Yu. Just got to hit this a little bit firmer than Shinsil did. Should be nothing more than outside right edge. Just straight push that. You could see it. See that putter face almost open up as it made contact with the ball. Couple of missed opportunities for Shinsil and Ji-Yu at the 15th. Tamatanaket after that very poor tee shot, now with an awkward one at the par 3. Just needed to carry that maybe a yard more, pitch into that upslope, killed all the momentum. She is making hard work of this 159-meter par 3 Patty T. The course just looking a little bit different from how it played last year in 2022. Sort of in the peak of Korean summer right now, but we did have a rather late end to the monsoon season, so it's a little bit more luscious looking. Quite seeing it play as firm and bouncy as we saw 12 months ago. And even though it's pretty much an identical layout, it's just something the players will have to get used to. Hyun Kyung coming downhill at the 14th to tie the lead. So you just really can afford to be a little too aggressive with that, just barely nudging that one down the slope. And a par will keep her within one. So it's going to be slow coming up this tier for Ma Da-som. It sort of just flattens up in the last 8-10 feet or so, and it will be moving off her right. Nicely managed from last week's champion. Let's have a tourniquet to avoid a sloppy bogey at the 14th. Not going to get away with one this time, Paddy. Second drop shot for opening round. We'll slip her back into a share of 4th. Got a bit of a free line read off Ma Da-som. See if Suji can manage a little better. A little low, and it looks a little undercooked for Kim Soo-ji. That's no gimme. Still going to have a bit of swing off the right for par. Minji on 14. Rope one around. She's dropped another since we last saw her, so back at 3 over par now is Park. That's one of the best shots we've seen into the par 3 this Thursday. Back at 12, Minji Lee. Another outside look for birdie. Still not a formality, this one. Kim Soo-ji. outside right edge putt. This one she's got to play with pace. So if you just try to roll this in over the front edge on that line, it's going to whip left in a hurry. Just never even threatened the front edge, and an uncharacteristic 3-putt is going to drop Suji at 2 under par. Ahead at 13, yeah, 1. It's 5 from the left edge here, so we don't want to be long on left of this. Pin high right or just short of pin high right gives you the best look for birdie. Decent. So young at the long 6th hole. That pin in the back right today on this par 4. Imagine this will be a 5-iron for Lee. Looks like she's pulled that just a hair. Oh, it's okay. It's going to leave her a pretty long, slow putt, but it will be a putt for birdie. Now Lydia up on 13 to bounce back after that drop shot at 12. Bad at all, but it's going to have a lot more left to right swing than Leah Wan's putt. So that mound to contend with halfway between her ball and the hole. So while she walks up to 13 green, why don't we take you back to the tee and break down this 309-meter par 4. Fairly generous landing area for the players. Trio of bunkers up the left-hand side that come into play if you do pull your tee shot slightly. That body of water between the end of the fairway and the green shouldn't come into play off the tee. Players really can't get there with these soft conditions underfoot this week. Second shot's played over this little pond to a kidney-shaped green that isn't guarded by any bunkers, but certainly trouble short and right. Don't think that's going to come into play with the pin location today, which is 19 from the front and 5 from the left. Most of the ladies in the field do hit driver on 13, but I suspect G Lee might pull out that 3 wood and run out to the penalty area right around 260 meters. And again, you don't gain too much an advantage being 20, 30 yards further down the fairway than you would be playing with a full wedge in your hand. First up to 14, and Park Min-ji looking to just steady the ship a little bit, get herself back to 2 over. Yeah, well done. Nice birdie there for Park Min-ji. Only her 2nd of the day. Im Jin-hee up at the par 5 15th. Looking to take a step closer to avoid dropping a shot, and unfortunately Im Jin-hee falls over par for the opening round. It's been a bit of a rough trek for her. Pretty sure that was the 15th hole. I'm sure we'll get that corrected in the graphics department a little bit later on. I can tell you this is definitely the 13th hole. Mardarsom out with the heavy artillery. Doesn't have to worry about the run up. Just need to keep it up the right-hand side. It's a bit of a breather hole, this. After claustrophobic tee shot at 11 and just a demanding hole in 12. Just a hole where you can sort of take a chill pill. You know it's a pretty wide target. Certainly the right half of this fairway is to be preferred, giving you the optimal angle in which to attack today's pin position. It is a 3-wood for ENG. Just widens up this fairway a little bit more, gives you some more margin for error. Certainly stuck in neutral for most of this opening round, but she is well capable of stringing birdies together at any moment's notice, particularly with a wedge in hand like she will have into this par 4. Up on the green, Lydia Ko with this sidewinder for a bounce-back birdie. Certainly that's not going to be high enough or hard enough. Suji also electing for a 3-wood. Safely found by all 3 players and one of our featured groups this afternoon in the opening round of the Hana Financial Group Championship. Now, year 1. It's going to be a relatively slow putt coming uphill at 13. Speaking of slow putts, this one's certainly going to be just that for Lee So Young. Up the hill to this back right plateau at 6. Pretty well judged. Songbar wins 5 under par target, still yet to be caught. She sits pretty in the clubhouse after her opening round of 67 here on day 1 at the Hana Financial Group Championship. should be a green light pin for Kim Soo-ji at the 13th. Just coming up maybe half a club short there in Year 1 country. 2022 Players Player of the Year, Soo-ji. Ahead to 15th, where Paddy Tavatanik two wonderful shots and actually has an eagle opportunity. Kim unable to go for it in 2 with her distance, so electing to play this par 5 the conventional way. Spin control is paramount. You're trying to access this back right pin position. A little bit wrong there, Hyun Kyung. Definitely would want that wedge shot back. Now, Da-som, can she be a little bolder than Kim Soo-ji into this 13th? She certainly can. That's an excellent shot from Ma Da-som. Come on, Minji. Time to stuff one in there close. Really get the juices flowing. It's not bad. Certainly will have a putt you can attack coming up that hill. To the par 3 14th in Leo 1. Just tugs it a little bit, but stays out of the bunker, although looks like she has a bit of an awkward lie. Ball up against the thick collar of rough. Tavatanik hit for eagle at 15. It's got to go, it's got to go. A little bit shy with the pace, but you feel it should be a relatively straightforward birdie to take her back to a share of second. Lydia Ko. Just want to avoid missing this pin left. Don't want to short side yourself around Bear's best Cheong Na. Unfortunately, that's exactly what Lydia has done, and she's in the far portion of that bunker, which means everybody's going to be pitching away from her once it lands on the green. Soo-ji, uphill left to right look to get herself back to 3 under. Looks good. It is good. I've seen it through the years of doing commentary work in the KLPGA Tour. She has got the most unique fist pump in all of professional golf. That left fist going up. Watch it right here. There you go. For any other player, the men's or women's tours, that celebrate the way that Kim Soo-ji does. She's had 24 months to really enjoy one of the most popular and successful players out here on the KLPGA Tour. The lady known as Cutiful, the combination between cute and beautiful by her fan club, Park Hyun-kyung. Pedestrian wedge shot, putting from this low point in the middle section of the green for birdie. It's just going to be a ho-hum par for Park. They got the perfect look at the line from Soo-ji's putt. That one just drifting low for Minji Lee, who's been spinning her wheels on Thursday afternoon. Not so much the case for Patty Tavatanakit, who has made her fair share of birdies today. 3 drop shots on the card. But her 7th birdie of the day will come at the 15th, and it takes Tavatanakit back into a share of 2nd place. I mentioned this one's going to be quick once it hits the green for Lydia Ko. Going to have to clip this one well, try to have it grab on the 2nd bounce. Oh no, was that plugged? Certainly looked like it by the size of that backswing and the amount of sand that splashed up. Still no ball, so Lydia in all sorts of bother at the par 3. Now Ma Da-som, shortest of the birdie putts at 13, but it's a pretty slippery one down this hill. Couple of great birdies from Suji and Da-som inch them closer to Song Ga-eun's 5 under par target. Lee So-young on the far side of the golf course has been having a very productive day. Made her way to the par 4 7th, just keeping her tee shot short of that round fairway bunker in the distance. So it's taking the long way into this par 4. Pin all the way in the back left section of the green. There's a runoff left, so you've got to be careful. It's only 4 from the left edge. Ample room to the right of this pin. She's in the mood to go straight at it. Stay there. Okay. Lydia Ko in the bunker at 14, take 2. It's much more like it from Lydia. Very nicely played. Got unlucky burying that tee shot in the sand. So she'll have that to limit the damage. Shot that takes a lot of practice and a lot of conviction. Pulls up against the collar, so it's going to have quite a bit of tufty grass between clubface and ball at impact. It's not a very long shot. This ball does have to travel a long way, but you need a decent length backswing and a decent acceleration just to pop this ball with enough forward momentum to carry it onto the green. Soft grip pressure certainly helps too. Pretty well played. It is a busy old city, Cheonan. It's a pretty busy front page of the leaderboard that sees the name of Song Ga-eun still affixed to the top after her opening round of 67. Has fallen the wrong side of par since we last saw her, but she's got to look to balance the books here at 14. And balance them up she will. Nice birdie there for par. From one part to another, this is Minji coming into 15, fresh off a birdie at 14. If she can get back to even par today, she'll be pretty pleased. It's been a bit of an untidy afternoon. That's well played. Chance to pick up another for Park Minji. And Lydia for a bogey. Okay. Drops just the one. Just a little bit of work to do in this. Should be a fairly straightforward putt, if anything, just inside the left edge. Really see anyone giving the hole away from this distance. Good up and down. Keeper in red figures. Hedge and Choi into 15. He's off the right. 9 wins here on the KLPGA Tour. And with shots like that, you can see why. Safe to say she's going to get to 2 under par in a couple of moments. Par 3 14, 159 meters, big deep bunker on the left-hand side, which has to be avoided, particularly with today's hole location. Just 9 from the front and 7 from the left. We just saw that bunker gobble up the ball of Lydia Ko, and the problem is if you do find that, those arrows on the green will tell you the second shot is going to be pitching on a downslope. Lots of room out to the right. Take your chances from 20 feet pin high all day, every day. Take it straight at it, why not, Manasom? Oh, that was almost a 1. Have another look at this. I did tell you she was playing with confidence after that win last week. Didn't think it was this much confidence. Straight at the target. That close to an ace. Follow that one in, Suji. That a little right. Again, that's not a terrible spot to be. It does pitch a little downhill, but she's got room to work with. The 7th ranked player in the world, Australian ENG League, US Women's Open champion. Lovely shot. That's where pretty much all the field would have been looking today. Just pin high right. It's a fairly straight putt she's left herself, but can she get the putter to start cooperating here in the opening round? Here, Jin taps that one in to get herself to 2 under. Up a little bit further on this back nine, Lee So-mi. Second shot into the last. It's been a good day for So-mi, but she's going to need to get that one up and down for a round of 70. Now Minji for back-to-back birdies. Should just be a right edge putt for Park Min-ji. Nicely holed. Okay, so back to 1 over par goes Park. Lydia Ko down the fairway. Looks like it's a hybrid for Lydia. What a tee shot that was from Ma Da-som. That is going to move her into a share of second, 4 under par, becoming an awfully popular number right now. Can anyone catch Song Ga-eun by the end of play today? Honestly, you could catch her right now. Lee So-young, this opportunity at 7 to get herself up to 5 under and into a share of the lead. Gave it the early walk. That hadn't started on her intended line. Tell you what, she has struck the ball very nicely this Thursday afternoon. Giving herself lots of good chances. Now this is actually a pretty makeable chip for Kim Soo-ji. Landed about 6 feet on the green. Everything collects down to this pin position. Lovely touch. Good try. 3, not a bad score. So-mi at the last. Must have been sitting down a little bit. Look at the acceleration she had to generate just to get that one to clear the lip. And she'll have that for a 70. Minji to get herself into red figures. It's just been that kind of day for the Australian. She's hit great shots, she's hit good putts, but she's had nothing to show for it. Still level. 4 to play. So-mi just switched to that arm lock putting style at the start of the season. And just enough on it to tumble in for Lee So-mi to end Thursday with a 2 under par round of 70. Took that early double bogey, but peppered the course with 7 birdies. Let's have a look at that 15th hole, the 470-meter par 5. It does present an opportunity for the longer hitters in the field to get home in 2. We saw Tava Tanakit find the green with her second shot en route to a simple 2-putt birdie. It's a medium-width fairway, not really the tightest, but not really the most generous out there for the players. Second shot, you'll be laying it up over this penalty area, this stream that sort of bisects first and second halves of this hole. Third shot, expect most of these players to be coming in with a wedge. It's pretty long green, this one, 43 yards deep, and there's a little swale there you can see about 10 feet short of where today's hole location is cut, right on that back right step. 34 from the front and 4 from the right edge. She is swinging the club got so much confidence right now, Madasam. So little curvature on her ball. Very little side spin on it. It's just that proverbial frozen rope you love to see. Suji. Usually works it right to left, but has significantly straightened out that ball flight this season. It's not that roping hook we used to see her employ off the tee. Still does hit a draw, but just a slightly tighter, more controlled one. Still hits it pretty straight. That's excellent from Dasom and Suji. Quickly up ahead to Lydia Ko's third. It's always been one of the best parts of her game, her wedges. Spectacular distance control. KLPGA Championship winner earlier this season, Lee Dayon. 7 wins on tour, 3 of them major titles. Like Somi, she's 2 under today, playing the last. But unlike Somi, she will have a putt for birdie. The action has come thick and fast this Thursday afternoon in the opening round of the Hana Financial Group Championship. A host of players at 4 under par, but it's still Songa Eun leading by 1. Darson just a little bit too far back to try to have a go into, so just looking up to lay this one up past the creek. Long bunker shot for Soyeon Jung at 18. Gets a nice kick forward out of the fringe. And she'll have a chance for a par. Should be a layup as well for Suji, just a couple yards closer. And Dasson. For a closing birdie and around in the 60s. Oh, wonderful way to finish for Lee Daeyeon. Beautiful birdie at the last, which traditionally plays as one of the tougher holes here at Bears Best Cheongna. Birdie finish and a round of 69. And Lee won at the par 5, 15th for her birdie. Just hangs that one a little wide. Like ENG Lee, one seems to be stuck in neutral this opening round. A lot of expectation heaped on her coming into this championship. Hyun Kyung, 4 under par with her third to the par 5, 17th. Pretty good. Gets it onto that slightly higher plateau, avoids the false front. Into the other par 5 with this backside, and Lydia Ko to get herself back to 2 under. Okay, capitalizes on that fine wedge shot. Takes a step back in the right direction after a couple of bogeys at 12 and 14. Patty again, just want to carry that little rise about 8 feet short of the hole. Just stays on the right side of it. Good shot there for Patty T. From Bangkok will have that to tie the lead. Now Soyeon Jung for a round of 70. It's a very good up and down for Soyeon Jung. Blemish-free round of golf. Just the 2 birdies, but it won't matter. Suji, just a bit of a mistake, not finding the fairway with her layup. Just puts a little bit of guesswork into this third now. Is it going to jump? Is it going to come out a little slow? Not questions you want to be asking yourself when the pin's kind of at the top of a plateau. She's guessed correctly there. She's guessed correctly, and oh my word, almost walked off with a 3. Well, you need a little luck in golf. That was smack in the middle of the flagstick as well. Probably just as well it clattered into it. Could have rolled a good 10 feet past, but she is going to find a birdie there. Kim Soo-ji is going to find herself in a very familiar spot on the leaderboard in a couple of moments. Minji got options here. One hop and stop, throw it past with a bit of spin. Abbreviated follow through, trying to control that ball flight. And tell you what, that flag stick is taking a hammering from this group. First Suji, now Minji on the fly. Goodness me, there is some quality golf being played in that final group this afternoon. While we catch our breath, swing over to Lee So Young. Just in that first cut of rough on the 8th. Slightly above her feet, which does promote a bit of a draw. He works the ball from right to left anyway, Lee. Shot straight at the target. He's so young. Oh, come on, Dasson. Those two great shots in. Oh, she certainly can. That's excellent from Ma. Outside look to tie the lead at 17. Just making sure she's not trotting on the line of her playing partner. To have a tourniquet. You still can tap down spike marks these days, but it's just a nice etiquette thing to do. So Park keeps her one back. And to have a tourniquet to give Songa some company at the precipice of this opening round leaderboard. Right for the 23-year-old. 3 wins on the Epsom Tour, and of course that major championship back in 2021. That's low. Started low off the bat, never really had a chance. So unfortunately, she'll stay at 4 under. Can she finally get herself to 1 under par? No, she can't. Just looks a little timid for my liking when she's standing over some of these putts. It's almost like she's hoping they go in as opposed to trying to hole a solid putt. So young. She's a pretty aggressive putter. Even the flagstick in here at the 8th, coming slightly down the hill. Just wiggles right at the end. Suji tapped that one in for birdie. After clattering it off the flagstick, she now moves onto the front page of the leaderboard and joins the group at 4 under. Coming into the last, Go GU. That bunker has seen a lot of action, although not that section of it. That's a bit of a stinky second. It's not going to be a very fun third either. Dasson. Right edge putt to tie the lead. It's almost like there's a force field on that 5 under par mark. We've seen so many players with chances to get there multiple occasions, and still Songa sits alone at the top. Sung Yoo Jin. Don't think that tree in front of her is going to be a bother. There's the front edge of the green. Nicely done for Sun Yujin. And to the par 3 16th, but a brand new BMW 5 Series is up for grabs for the first player to make an ace at this par 3 this week. Target safely acquired for Lydia Ko. Bang Shin-sil, enormous tee shot at 18, just a little short iron into this 363-meter par 4. She could have done with one more club, but no complaints. It'll be an outside look for birdie and a round of 69. Year one. 6 iron as well. Very nice line. It should start to collect. Keep coming. Keep coming. Wonderful tee shot. No one's caught Song Ga-eun yet. 67, still the number to catch, but Park, Tavatanakit, Lee, and Dasom all nipping at her heels, just one shot back. generally a left to right birdie look for Lydia Ko at 16. Just straightened up and a touch at the end, but once again, very good for pace. Long bunker shot left for Ko Ji-yu here, and it's coming up against one of the steeper parts of the lip here at 18. Just tough to get enough forward momentum on that ball when you're trying to get it up in the air as quick as possible. It's understandably easy to leave that one short as Year One looks for a simple birdie conversion after that excellent tee shot at the par 3 16th. Yes, ma'am. Lovely too. Breaks the run of pars and takes the Year One back inside the top 10. A score that we also find Sung Yoo Jin, who's got this to close with a birdie. Just a little racy, settle down. Touch heavy-handed there for the match play champion. Back on 16T with the final group of this afternoon session. Start of the season when she alluded to the adjustments she was making with her ball striking, particularly with the shape of her ball flight. So it was to be able to try to attack more pins that didn't set up for a draw. This is one of them. You see if the hard work pays dividends for Kim Soo-ji. She's got 6 iron as well. Just a little high on the club face, coming up well short there. Bang Shin-sil coming down a little dome here. Speedy putt for Bang. Good roll on that. Solid opening round effort of 2 under par. KLPGA Tour rookie. Som, one of the rare few players in the KLPGA Tour that can comfortably work the ball both ways. Ideally, you try to hit a little floating cut into this right-hand pin position on the 16th. Soo-ji just coming up a little short. Great escape at the last. Not to be a disappointing bogey at the end, but yeah, as I mentioned at the top of the show, anything in red figures this opening round, players would be fairly content with. Would be 1 under par 71 for Ko Ji-yu. Sweaters come off for Min Ji Lee, who's last to play into the par 3. Take something off that 6 iron. Just carry that a little bit deep. Shouldn't be too problematic of an up and down from there. Rush of blood to the head with a birdie putt leaves her this for par at 18. Okay, avoids a 3 putt. Sung Yoo Jin, like Bang Shin-sil, opens with a 70 this week. 25th event of the wraparound season on the KLPGA Tour. We started down in Southeast Asia with the Singapore Women's Open, won by Park Ji-young back in December at Tanamera Country Club, then moved up to Vietnam for the Pacific Links Championship, where Lee Jung-min picked up her 10th KLPGA Tour title. This young lady won the first event of 2023 proper. That was in awful conditions at Lotte Sky Hill for the Lotte Rent-A-Car Ladies Open Championship. Picked up another at the Weave Championship a couple of weeks ago. And he sits at the top of the money list. Takahashi at 18, 1 under par for the day is Sayaka, 25-year-old from Okayama. 1 win on the JLPGA Tour. She finds the sand at the par 4 18th. The little chippy driver up the right-hand side of the par 5 for Lydia Ko. See any player getting home in 2 in today's conditions, so very much a 3-shot hole for all 107 players in the field. Again, started as 108 players, but unfortunately Big Mama and Sunju withdrawing the early stages of play Thursday, citing an injury. We do hope she's okay and it's nothing major. Kim Soo-ji just scuttling one along the ground and playing that very nicely. He steadied the ship back at 1 under par now. His lady who's picked up 2 wins this season. And she'll keep Sayaka Takahashi company in that rather popular front bunker. Does a bit higher shot selected. And Kim Soo-ji's, and it's just run on a little bit for Madasom. As euphoric as it is, does take a lot out of you physically, emotionally, and mentally. But absolutely no signs of fatigue this week. She finds herself just 1 shot off the pace here on day 1 of the Hana Financial Group Championship. To take a week off after a victory on the PGA Tour just 2 weeks ago. That was in a playoff over England's Charlie Hull at the Kroger Queen City Championship. Charlie Hull going to be part of the European Solheim Cup team. Gets underway in Spain later on this week. Only about 2 feet off the edge of the green, but just electing to chip this one. There's some fairly long grass to contend with and some imperfections, and also coming slightly downhill. You don't mind a bit of check with that first bounce. Take a bit of sting out of it. Just looking a little bit sluggish around the greens, as Min-Ji Lee normally has such a tidy short game. He will have about 7 feet left for par, and an opening round of 1 under should she manage it. Lydia into 17 again, just trying to leave herself a nice comfortable yardage for her 3rd. Just gets tangled up in the first cut of rough, but looks to be sitting okay for Ko. Just a bit of movement in this one for Madassong's par at 16. The rookie class of 2022, and she's settled in very nicely to life on the road. As a playing professional. Just be a left edge putt, or inside left edge putt with good speed. Oh, excellent. Nicely hold there for Da Song. So remains at 4 under par. 2 holes left to play. Year on from the very center of the 17th fairway. It's a 27-hole property near Bears Best Chung Na. Designed by the great Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Sayaka Takahashi. The trip across the North Sea. She normally plies her trade on the KLPGA Tour. She's a winner. Last year's Fuji Sankey Classic. 5 top 10s of the KLPGA Tour this season. Takahashi will open her campaign here in South Korea with a 1 under par round of 71. Suji to tidy things up for par. Be patient, Kim Suji, this week. This afternoon, I should say. Still early days in the week. A couple of birdies. I've seen her move to within 1 of Song Gartland's target. Now this to finish off her day at 1 under par. Hear the clink of confirmation as that one tumbles in for Im Jin Hee. Good playing. But half a 37, home in 34. So for a 71 as Lydia Ko plays her 3rd into 17. Just got to make sure you carry that false front. Just a little right and staying there for Lydia. Oh dear. That is a wide miss for a player of the New Zealanders' capability. Maybe indicating the wind got it, or perhaps a bit of mud on that ball. It was bizarre. Now out to the other side of the golf course, and final hole of the day for Lee So-young. Final chance to catch Song Ga-eun at 5 under. But Song did birdie this hole to close her round. So-young do the same. She's got a chance. That's a fine shot in for Lee. Spot right down the middle of the fairway. Watch the great rhythm she has here. Just no rush to change directions at the top of her backswing. She produces a lot of fine shots like that, but just going to come up on the wrong side of that slope. Still, it's a birdie look, but it's going to be one of those up and over swingers for the 21-year-old Order of Merit leader. Back on the tee, Ma Da-song. So Young to post the second 67 of the day. She's due to hole one. And she will. Just like Song Ga-eun, a closing birdie will see Lee So-young scribble her name next to a 67. A beautiful blemish-free round of golf for Lee So-young. So finally, there's parity at the top of the leaderboard. How many are there going to be at 5 under at the end of today? There's a host of talented names at 4 under par, including the defending champion, Kim Soo-ji, who has had it on a string on this inward half. Lengthy one for Lydia Ko, just outside of that greenside bunker at the 17th, just trying to chase one up there. Making a pretty good fist of it. Well played. Hyun Kyung coming in with a hybrid, but as we've noted through the years, easily one of the best hybrid players on the KLPGA Tour. Just a little long there. Haven't seen anyone through the back or that far through the green on 18. It's going to be a testy one. Damatanaket, great angle in from the left edge of this fairway. Much shorter club in hand. She can be a little more aggressive. Oh, and it just stays out of that greenside bunker. It's not a difficult chip, that. We saw Sayaka Takahashi almost pop it in. Now, yeah, what? Up and over this rise. We'll be moving hard to the right once it gets up that slope. There's a very poor putt for the year one. Under borrowed and under hit. Yikes. Day one starts to draw to a close and the shadows lengthen over Bear's best Cheong-na. Lee So-young's 5th and final birdie of the day sees her level with Song Ga-eun in the clubhouse at 5 under par. Som. Just trying to advance this as far down this 524-meter par 5 fairway as possible. Hangs that out a little wide, but gets a friendly kick back into the fairway. Up on the green, Lydia Ko for her par. Oh, that's a pull. That's a straight up pull, and unfortunately, it's just another unforced error for Ko. She had a great look at birdie on 11 to get to 4 under, but dropped a couple of shots. Did pick up a nice birdie back at the 15th. Got another bogey there. Drops her back to 1. Suji also looking to lay it up to a nice number. Unfortunately, does not get the same fortuitous kick that Som got. She'll be playing her third out of that thickish rough, but she did play a nice one back at the other par 5 15th. Now Hyun Kyung, tricky shot this. Got to play it with some loft because he will be landing on a downslope. And that's the second time she's chipped in on this 9, and what a way to finish for Park Hyun Kyung. Drop a small bucket of balls there, not get one within 3 feet again, but much like Lee So-young, she'll birdie her final hole of the day, a bogey-free round of 67, and now 3 players share the lead at the end of this opening round here at the Hana Financial Group Championship, the 5th staging of this great tournament. Won its first edition by the most successful player ever on the KLPGA Tour money-wise, Hana. So that chip-in birdie from the 4-time Tour champion, Park Hyun Kyung, makes it a 3-way tie at 5 under. Second bogey-free 67 recorded today. And this would be some statement to have a Tanakit for a chip-in of her own to finish at the same mark as Park. That one just takes a awkward little kick right. No one has made more birdies than Paddy Tavatanakit today. 7 in her opening round as we drop back to the tee box and the tee shot of Lee Ye-won. Doesn't miss many fairways. Ye-won averages just over 80% off the tee. Accurate driver here on the KLPGA Tour. Tavatanakit up on the green. Tidy up and down. Colourful scorecard, but it'll all add up to a 68 for Patty T. Like on 15, Suji's going to have to guess how this one's going to come out of the rough. It's nestled down just a touch, and she's got that false front to cover. Did a little right, but it clears that greenside bunker, and he's going to have a monstrous putt from the back edge of the green to today's pin position. The difference between getting a shot out of the fairway and to do a bit of guesswork coming out of the rough. Now Dasom will have maximum control on this 3rd shot. Slight downhill lie for Ma, but should just knock the ball flight down just a smidge. Nicely played, great distance control. It'll be an uphill birdie look to get herself up into tie for the lead at 5 under. Choi Hye-jin for a fast finish. This is a birdie putt for the 9-time tour winner. Not to be. That's going to be a very solid opening round effort of 69 for Choi. It's a day that's certainly not going to be without its regrets as Lydia Ko leaves Bears best Cheongna this evening. Hit some fine shots, but a couple of poor putts have left her only 1 under par heading up the last as Hye-jin completes a round of 69. Only bogey of the day coming back at the 9th for Choi. Who's had the company of Hwang Yoo-min and her longtime friend Park Min-ji. Illustrated by this excellent camera angle from behind Suji's ball is she's on that back right section of the green at this par 5, high point of the green. So we'll be putting down this tier and we'll be swinging hard from right to left. Really the key with long putts isn't so much the line. I mean, yes, line does make a difference, working off slopes and such, but really just managing your speed correctly, because if your speed's good, it's very hard to have a difficult second putt, if that makes any sense, as we tick towards 5 o'clock local time here in Cheongna. It was the great Bobby Jones who said speed is 4 times more important than line. First third of this putt's going to be quick as it works its way downhill, but just as it gets up towards the hole, the last 6-7 feet or so, it's going to be working back uphill. Towards that pin position. All the time it's going to be worming its way from right to left. Anything inside a 3, maybe even 4 feet would be an excellent result from here. Guaranteed yet for Suji at 17 as we go up to Park Ji-young at the 18th. Got it back to even par. The lady who sits second on the money and points list. That's a very well managed shot for Park Ji-young, so she'll have that to end her day in red figures. You know, last time out at the Star Championship in Incheon, took last week off. Feel well rested for this Hana Financial Group Championship. Now Min-ji, just from the front left edge of this green. Bit of a tricky read this, because it looks like it wants to go a touch left at the start, but it certainly wants to peel back right as it gets to the cup. Decent effort. It's just going to be another par. Ji Lee. slight downhill line. Doesn't make things easy when you're trying to carry a deep bunker in line with the hole. So it has to look a little bit left here. Just a little wide left, but that's okay. Yeah, well, how brave is she going to be from here? Conservative play out to the fat side of the green. We'll have a look at birdie from about 40 feet. Now Dasom to make it a quartet at 5 under. Ooh, just lacked a little enthusiasm as it approached the cup. It's just a solid par though. See if Suji's learned anything from watching Dasom's putt. Definitely is uphill, so you've got to hit this positively. We'll want to fall left. This to avoid a 3-putt bogey. Oh, just enough on it. That's a great par save for Kim Soo-ji, and it'll keep her one back as she heads up the last. Exactly a straightforward up and down left for Lydia Ko on the back of 18. See what she's got between her and the hole. That's that back section of the green. Cuts in a little bit, that fringe area, so no option to putt it. You have to try to carry it, try and nip it off this tight fringe. And you'll be landing on that downslope, so if you strike, if the contact isn't as precise as you'd like, and you catch it a bit thin, it's not going to grab. It could very easily go scuttling over the far side of the green. Clip that very nicely. Beautifully played. Final hole of the day and final group. Dasom. keep this one up the left-hand side of the fairway. Might have a slight hanging line, but it's a better angle to this pin. Love to see her finish with a birdie, but it's been the second hardest hole in this opening round, the 18th. The odds aren't with the Australian. A fine tee shot will certainly help the cause of Minjee Lee. That breaks fairly significantly from left to right at the midpoint. Works its way downhill to this hole. One final test in this opening round for the 21-year-old, now two-time KLPGA Tour winner. It's been a rough day for her, but she's been battling nicely. This would be a great way to end off the day. Downhill, working off the left for a round of 71. Oh, and that's a shame. Just peeled left at the end, but a great try, and well, level par 72. Yeah, that's acceptable. It's a tricky layout. She'll start tomorrow, 5 back. Still a little meat left on this bone for Lee Won. Just wants to dive a little left as he gets to the cup, so this has got to be played with pace. Nicely done. So a good two-putt for Lee Won. 2 under par 70. This would be a good solid way to end a rather frustrating back nine. This putter's blown hot and cold throughout most of Thursday. Should hope it stays hot for this par putt. Okay, good up and down there for Lydia Ko. Didn't have her best stuff on the inward stretch, but a 71 to start her week back in South Korea, where she tied the knot back in December of 2022. Ardasson looks to have drawn a fairly level line down the left-hand side of this hole. Just want to make sure you at least get it past pin high if you're going to go straight at it. That's exactly what she's done. Through the back of the green, that's okay. That's a pretty makeable chip for Dasson. Suji slightly below her feet. Is that one out a little right? Oh, that does not look like an appetizing lie for Suji. Just outside of that fairway bunker. Looks like a pretty bare one with a sandy base. Going to take all of her short game touch to nudge that one close. Big tee shot, perfect spot. Couldn't walk it out and place it in a better spot than this. Just a 9-iron left from 135. And that is spectacular from Min-Ji Lee. Excellent shot. She will have that to break the string of pars in the best possible way. Lost in a playoff back in 2021 to Song Ga-eun. She has unfinished business at this championship. Coming into this week with a good bit of form after picking up her 9th LPGA Tour victory at the start of the month. Now two-time major champion, the Amundi Evian Championship in 2021 and earlier this season, the US Women's Open. Highest ranked player in the field at this Hana Financial Group Championship will have a putt to end this opening round in red figures. Suji, the 2022 Players Player of the Year. Courtesy of her victories at the OK Savings Bank Ladies Ladies Open and this very championship, richest prize of the 2022 season, second biggest on offer here in 2023, with the Hanwha Classics prize purse being bumped up to 1.8 billion. Now 5 wins under her belt. No player has ever won the Hana Financial Group Ladies Open more than once. 2021 champion Song Ga-eun opening with a 67. Kim Soo-ji currently 4 under par, but being tested here at the home hole. It's a bit of a sandy lie here, so it's easy to just get that leading edge digging in and catch this heavy. You can almost play it like a mini bunker shot if you so choose. Try to use the bounce of the club, but it looks like she's trying to play a low stunner, maybe just into the rough of the fringe. Just take a little bit of sting out of it and have it take the contours of the green and release out to the hole. Yeah, just a little unfortunate there for Soo-ji, her ball to end up in that spot. She's given herself a chance though, and that's all you need half the time in golf. Say this was a pretty makeable chip for Ma Da-som. Can also choose to putt it. It looks like she has gone for the flat stick option. Not too much movement. If anything, should want to move a little off the right, but from this angle she's putting back up the hill, so she can be aggressive with this and play this with a bit more speed. This would be a nice way to end the day. Just lacked a little conviction, but that's a very solid opening round of 68. Looking to become the first lady on tour this year to win in back-to-back weeks. Ma Da-som's campaign starts strongly here in Cheongna. Looks like it'll be Soo-ji first to putt for par before Min-ji has a crack at what we hope is a final shot of the day. But first, Soo-ji. Pretty similar line to Ma Da-som, so she should know that these greens are slowing up just a hair later in the day as we tick towards 5:30 local time. It's 5:15 right now. Doesn't get away with one there. Just a touch unlucky at the end. Kim Soo-ji, the defending champion, starts her title defense strongly. Closing bogey, but still around in the 60s on Thursday. Come on, Minji. Let's finish positively. This for birdie. Yeah, well done, ENG Lee. She had to wait a while for it. And the second birdie of the day takes her into Friday inside the top 20. All three players in this feature group recording under par opening round. So, with all that said, let's show you the best from Thursday at the Hana Financial Group Championship. And we'll start with Patty Tavatanakit, the former ANA Inspiration, what is now known as the Chevron Championship winner of 2021. Starting off nicely there. And that would be a theme throughout the day. Tavatanakit blitzing round the golf course with plenty of birdies. Kim Soo-ji, the defending champion, would get her party started at the second. Seventh, Park Hyun-kyung, seeking a first win since 2021. Got that one to go. Second birdie of the day for Cutiful. Song Ga-eun, she was throwing down the gauntlet, starting on the back nine. Went to 3 under par at this point. For getting herself up to 4 under and in sole possession of the lead. Well, Park Hyun-kyung would continue some delightful touch from off the green. This from an awkward spot at 11 into the bottom of the cup for a birdie 3. Tavatanakit, well, she would do the same a hole later at 12, splashing out from the sand and into the bottom of the cup to take Tavatanakit to 4 under par. Lee So-young on the far side of the golf course continued to play some excellent iron shots. That into the par 5. Setting up a birdie that took her within 1 of Song Ga-eun. Kim Soo-ji, this was a little lucky and a little unlucky at the same time from 89 meters at the par 5 15th, trying to get to this back pin. Rattled off the flagstick, wouldn't drop, and would lead to a simple tap-in birdie 4. Lee So-young would end her round in similar fashion to Song Ga-eun. A birdie here at her final hole of the day for a blemish-free opening round of 67. Well, talk about great ways to finish your round. She would have taken an up and down par from here, but Park Hyun-kyung had other ideas. In she goes for a 67 of her own. So birdies were bountiful here on day 1, and it's a 3-way tie for the lead as we go into the second round tomorrow morning of the Hana Financial Group Championship. Lee So-young, Park Hyun-kyung and Song Ga-eun up by 1 over Ma Da-som and Thailand's Patty Tavatanakit. We do hope you'll join us for more action from Bears Best Cheongna for day 2 tomorrow afternoon. Until then, it's Timothy Loh saying have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow on the KLPGA Tour.